YouTube, welcome to another splendid edition of the Call of Duty. Hate that guy. He says mean words about my favorite Widow video game, the Call of Duty. Happy update requires restart day. Happy bug day. Endless bugs, just bugs coming at the ass because you got an update in the Call of Duty. I will say this though, man. The Tomb, I didn't get a chance to play much of it. I'm going to try to get a little more time on it later. I might try to fire up the stream if I can. I can't make any promises, not sure yet. I'm going to try. But the little bit that I seen of the Tomb, I think it's dope. I crashed. I think the map is dope. But speaking of these crashes, all right? So I crashed over there in Zombies. And I actually crashed a couple of times just trying to edit loadouts in between matches, trying out these new maps over there in multiplayer. The crash, and I'm like, dude, what is going on? All right, should I like restart my console? Do I need to do something with the game? Should I change the in-game settings? Like, what is up with all this crashing? And I run it over to Twitter, and even the COD updates account, they're acknowledging it, talk about how they're working on it because everybody's apparently crashing on the Call of Duty right now. Warzone, zombies, multiplayer, shit. I'm pretty sure even people are crashing over there in campaign, man. It's just like, dude, they can't update the game without breaking the game, all right? They can't actually fix the game. They just make more problems with it and break it in other places. You can't make this shit up. But getting into the Season 2 content, you know, obviously I didn't really have a chance to try out the new weapons. What you guys are seeing here, this is my very first gameplay on Bounty. And I'm not really sure if I want to play it again. Honestly, the boat map, Lifeline, I think it's called. Dude, all these maps suck. All right, this Lifeline map though, this 2v2 map, but they actually let you play it 6v6 though. Oh my fucking goodness, man. I can't even believe this map is a thing. Like, it would honestly feel too crowded if it was a 1v1 map. That ass. They got 6v6 on this joint, and it's just, dude, it's pure chaos. The spawns, like, you're just, as soon as you spawn in, just start shooting. Like, you thought Shipment and like Modern Slav Noob Warfare 2019 was crazy and chaotic? Holy shit, this Lifeline map. Wow. Like, I'm looking at these maps, right? And I'm not trying to hate on the developers. Like, I feel like whoever is the lead for making these maps for Black Ops 6, like, it ain't working for you, bro. Like, I'm not trying to be a hater. I'm not trying to be mean. I'm not trying to sound like an asshole right now. It's just not working out, though. Like, maybe, I'm not saying you need to be fired, lose your job, none of that shit. Maybe you just need to pivot to, you know, another department or something. Like, go work on something. Still work on a game. Just go work on something else, because clearly you don't know what you're doing when it comes to designing these maps. And I want to know who greenlit these maps. Who's in charge? Who's the one that looked at these maps and said, yeah, this is what we need in the game? Because, I mean, we got to wait now, what is it, like a month and a half before we get Grind, a 13-year-old map. Now, I absolutely love the map. Grind is honestly one of my favorite maps of all time, not just DLC maps. One of the greatest ever. Like, we got so many good maps in Black Ops 2. Grind was a DLC map, fantastic map. You guys remember Rush, another great map. Oh my god. Original maps too, though, with flow. Your streaks could put in some work on these maps. Like, I don't understand their philosophy and their mindset with making these maps. These maps are trash, dude. Dealership might be the better one. Dude, I don't even know, man. I would need to play them more, but just my initial impressions of them, like, they're terrible maps, man. They're garbage. They're trash. Dog shit maps to go with a bunch of dog shit maps. Like, what are we talking about here, Call of Duty? Like, when you're creating these new maps at all times, in the front of your mind should be, like, we're talking about the same franchise, dude. We've been using the same engine for years. We're talking about, like, the same sub-series in the same franchise. You could borrow from this shit. In the front of your mind at all times should be maps like Firing Range, staples like that, Slums. These maps should never leave your mind when you're creating a new original Call of Duty map. Obviously, you don't want it to be the same. You want it to be your own new original map, but those maps should be in your mind at all times, right at the front of your mind at all times. And how you go from maps like that to what we're seeing here to what we got shipped with the game, I'm just not understanding it, man. Like, it's not a hard concept to understand, bro. It's really not. People don't want to play on a whole bunch of shipments, and people don't want to play big ass maps where you're running around for 5 minutes trying to find one person, just trying to get one kill, taking you 2-3 minutes to get one kill, running around these giant ass maps. We don't want huge maps. We don't want super small maps where you can't even spawn without getting shot in the back and shit. Like, something in the middle with some good flow, something with some decent visibility. You take that roof off, something with some open skies so your streaks can actually do some work. But the streaks in this game, the streaks are still something that I have a huge beef with, man. They cost too much to get. They're far too hard to earn, especially in game modes like a TDM, like a free-for-all. Y'all made them hard as hell to earn, and when you earn them, they don't do shit. They just fly around the map until somebody finally shoots them down. These streaks suck, bro. Unless you run the hand cannon. I got some gameplays with that hand cannon, but even with the hand cannon, with the spawns in this game, they'll spawn somebody right behind you, and they'll take your hand cannon from you, man. They'll just shoot you in the back. Like, these streaks suck. And we thought it was hard to get streaks in games like Black Ops 2 and shit. No, man. Y'all made it. Unless you run like the green perks with the specialty bonus, whatever it is. Unless you're running that shit to get your UAVs easier or whatever, which is normally what I do. These streaks are far too hard to earn, and they don't do enough work. Like, let's have some fun, man. Your matchmaking takes all the fun out of the game to begin with, but even on top of that, like, y'all got to do this with your streaks as well too. Like, when are you gonna do something for the customers though? When are you gonna do something for the loyals, so the loyals hop on your game and actually have a good time, man? That's what we're talking about here. We're talking about a video game people buy for entertainment. Let's have some fun, man. Treyarch, let us have some fun. Dial back the matchmaking a little bit. You're going to eliminate a lot of the problems with the game. As soon as you do that, more people are going to enjoy the game. Loosen up the streaks a little bit, the cost of them, and make them a little bit more devastating. Let people have some fun. But speaking of people having fun, I'm not going to put any of that shit in here. I'm not going to try to give any of these people any shine. But it took, like, just browsing around on Twitter, it took about an hour for some of these cheat bitches to find a workaround with their new security measures, quote unquote. I'm doing the air quotes right now. Security measures with Ricochet anti-cheat. There's people already an hour after the update already cheating over there in Warzone. I haven't seen any clips in multiplayer yet, but if they're in Warzone, you already know that if they can get into Warzone and do that, they could do that in multiplayer as well too. So it took them an hour, man. It took you guys are a multi-billion-dollar company, more money than God. Microsoft bought your bitch asses. And, like, cheaters are just laughing in y'all's face, man. Like, you can't do shit to them. You can't touch them. Cheaters are just roaring in your face, taking shit all over Activision, all over the Kakaduki, all day long, every day. And you guys can't do shit about it. Not only you got all this other bullshit we got to deal with where we can't actually have fun in your game, it seems like you're completely content with letting cheaters run wild on your game and ruining whatever little bit of fun your legitimate players could be having. You can't make this shit up, man. It's absolutely hilarious to me. But that's all I got for this one. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll talk to you on the next one.